All right, everyone. Welcome back. My bad. I turned down my mic. Um, so we're gonna continue this painting from earlier today. I am caught up on almost all my commission work, so thought I'd take the day off to do just some fun traditional sketching. So this is a fun little personal project. Nothing crazy. All right. I was having some issues with the color earlier. The blue. Now the what I'm capturing on camera is not 100% representative of the colors I have on the page. Um, just because like light glare and stuff. But the blues are definitely not the blues that were on the palette. So now I'm having some trouble trying to decide. Ah, well, color right. This blue just jacked everything up. And the value on the blue is already darker than the darkest green that I have on the skin. We were gonna do like a hue shift. Green. This should be like a purple. Okay. The struggle be real. Hmm. I'm like stuck because I messed up the blue so bad. And to get the right colors, I'm just like, ugh. Well, you could sit here with me while I try to solve this problem. Okay, if I can't figure out the shadows for the blue, um, we can at least work on the lighting of it. Which all of the lighting here should have some yellow on it, which I'm going to be adding like a yellow up here in the background. So right, my life. Oh man, maybe we take a pause on this drawing since I can't quite figure out what it is I need to do to fix it. It'll come to me. I already know what I messed up on, and it's making it hard to fix. So that's half the battle. Probably just have to come back to this drawing. We're gonna switch gears and work on something else while I try to figure this out. Shit. Hey, what's going on? I was just doing a little uh oil painting practice, and then I messed it up uh because I'm using a Bristol board, so when I apply some colors, they are different when they land on the paper than what I have on my palette. So I kind of not kind of really messed up the blues, and now it's just like it looks different than what I had planned, and now I have to kind of like figure out a way out of it. So while I try and figure that out, I'm actually going to switch gears. We're going to move the oil painting over, and we're going to go back onto a regular page for some sketching, some ink sketching. I'll wash these guys out later. Oil painting is messy, or I'm messy. Give me a second. I'm gonna grab my sketchbook. We'll just hang out in there. Get some mileage in. Yeah, this painting was like really annoying me. I can't figure out how to fix my mistake on it. Very short on space. Yo, Exo, what's up? Yeah, I'm just kind of restless tonight. I got frustrated with that painting because I messed it up and I couldn't quite figure out how to go about fixing it. So I was like, you know what? I should just probably step away from it and come back to it later. Have you gone to sleep yet? Hey, nice. Need to change up your character design, comms, charge more for weapons. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Damn, like that, huh? Yeah, when I'm not at conventions, I have a really hard time pulling commissions. When I'm at cons, you know, like uh, that's how I pull most of them. But Jesus Christ, when I'm not at a show, man, I cannot pull a con for shit. Yeah, no, never work before payment. I mean, that's just from my personal experience as well of getting burned. Nice. Is that the higher you start to price comms, the better the clients? Yeah, yeah, that's true. And keep the riffraff out. Hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. For anyone who's just joining in, we were doing an oil painting, but I got really frustrated with it, so I'm just going to. We put that away, so we're just hanging out in the sketchbook now. I just can't find any normal clients that are willing. I'm mostly doing what I can where I can. Like, yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like I just mentioned, even for me, most of my commissions are at conventions or people who hit me up following conventions or like recommendations from somebody who I did a com at or a com for at a con. You know, like to get a like a cold email from someone, almost that's very rare. Like I got to go hunt for it. I did fumble the bag on one project, which man, so I think back on it, and I think that's the only project I feel really bad about fumbling. Uh, all parties involved, not just me, but the dude who wanted me. And there's this weird part of me where I'm just like, yo, you fumbled that. You don't deserve any more commissions. That sucks, dude. You done goofed. You don't deserve it. That's what it's not you talking about me. Go sell pictures of your feet online. That's what I'm about to do. Real talk. I'll drop a link into the Discord when it's up. Y'all, y'all think I play? Y'all, do I ever play? You think I ever play? Want to talk about that stuff? I remember when they deactivated my OnlyFans account. Even then, like pulling traffic, even those places, it's like pulling traffic there is not easy. You know. Asked you to do a shaman in a dynamic pose. I have no clue about that. It's just dynamic pose, like no other direction, no specifics, just dynamic pose. That's all they gave you. So I improved. I had no clue about that, so I improved. Wrote timestamps for every phase. I did grayscale for real time first time. All right, so I like what you did, right? But like, it needs more. That's what that sounds like. It's the kind of direction it sounds like they tried to give you. Exo, I think you have crossed into the realm of online reach. I guess that's the best phrase for it, the best way to put it. I think you have crossed over into the realm of online reach where people actually see your posts. So like when you post up something, there's like enough eyeballs on it so that it can lead to something like a commission. That's a very that's a very difficult place to get to. Yeah, which is good, you know, like the route that you took in regards to like honing in. You saw the potential in the VTuber stuff, so it's good that you chose to go after that. But I think it's cool. I think you've crossed over to that place where it's just like, yo, here's something I did. If you want something like it, fucking DM me, right? That's a gnarly. What's it like? No, that's gnarly. I've been you do that, but very low views despite over 100 followers. I don't get 10% of that. I have well like 15K, and I can't get 100 likes on something. I have 50 oh no, 47,000 on YouTube. I can't get like 100 views on anything. I got like what 10,000 on Twitch, and at our prime we were only averaging like 50 viewers. And that's when after I had tested all the stuff and like did the math, and this is my like peak streaming time, you know, like I had it all figured out. So it is what it is with that kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh, the VTuber. That's funny how that works though, right, dude? Do you think it's because the words, because you're mainly Twitter, right? Do you think it's the specific keywords in your descriptions? So like when you're using keywords that are like VTuber related, you're getting like it just automatically reaches more people. Ah, I see. Okay, okay. So it's more the reposts you get from them that drive more traffic. I see. You should contact a few you met at the show. What I was gonna say, like, how many contacts do you think you made over there? But I mean, that's probably not something that's worth like uh keeping track of, right? Yeah. So I, we're just kind of goofing off tonight, right? But like in general, EXO, I adjusted the lighting, like I moved where my lights were and adjusted kind of everything. I'm thinking this this probably like the overall clearest lighting and sharpest stream I think I've been able to produce. I gotta I don't know. This is definitely looks better than before. There's like no glare when we were doing the oil painting. So I have a little cast shadow on my hand, which really bothers me. But this is the best we're gonna be able to get. So oh, this is what we got. This is how it's gonna be. I'm not gonna fuck with any settings. This is what you guys get. And then I switched over to putting the load of the stream on my graphics card instead of my CPU. Hell no, I ain't buying more lights. I ain't buying nothing again, man. Like I'm done with buying gear for my stream. I'm done with buying gear for conventions. I'm just fucking tired of buying stuff for, you know what I mean? Like I got like so much gear now, and I'm just like, look, if I gotta make this work with what I got. I got plenty of stuff, and I'm just because when I was telling my wife earlier about it, she's just like, why don't you just build a new computer? I'm like, I want to spend fucking like $3,000 right now. Like it's just not. Her solution to a lot of stuff is just why don't you just spend money? I was like, I don't want to fucking do that. I mean, if this computer shat out on me right now, oh, I'd be doing it. I'd be all over it. I just can't. No construction lines with pen. And then digital works hella good. Damn. Who was that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, speaking of spending, here we go. You're 30 already. Nuts seeing how younger people grow. I don't talk about this a lot, but I used to be the younger people. Uh, Spent $500 on merch on the standees. Hey man, gotta spend money to make money. Besides, what is that like? A commit? You basically traded like a commission or two, right? Uh, for how much? How much in product? You know what I mean? It's pretty wild, especially digital commission. You know, like if you you're like if you're on like a construction company or like a gardening company, like they got to pay you for your time, but they're also going to be paying for like fucking cement and shit, right? But like with art, they're just paying for like ink, or if it's digital, they like it's straight up just your time. It's like crazy if you think about it. Yeah. You know, I almost had to convince my wife to, because she didn't want me to start taking commissions again. She's just like, look, you're so busy with cons already, and the amount of money that you make at cons out. She's like, you know how many? Basically, her point was, you know how many commissions you would have to do to make up like the equivalent of one day at a con? I'm like, yeah, but I'm not always at a con. So that's one of the reasons I didn't push commissions for the longest time. It's because I had that mentality, and it's really bad to have that. Where you're just like, well, one day at a con is like, there's a comma in there, versus how many fucking commissions would you have to get to match that? So I had that bad mentality where because of that, I almost shrugged off commission work. Um, But what you're supposed to do is do both of them. This one. Dog, what's going on? Now we're just kind of killing time tonight. A little restless tonight. So just goofing off in the sketchbook. We were goofing off on an oil painting earlier, but I fucked it up and then got frustrated. So I was like, we're just gonna put this to the side and pull out the old sketchbook. I'm surprised at your rates though. Hey man, for single character, here's the thing, Exo. Single character stuff, like you saw me doing that Street Fighter, whatever, like if it's like fan art, if I'm not streaming or I have all my computer off and I have my headphones off and I'm just drawing, I get those done top to bottom in like under an hour, right? So for me to take the rate of 150 on it is on a smaller like a 9 by 12, not a big deal to me. Also, let me be real talk. Uh it's hard for me to pull, like I mentioned earlier, it's hard for me to pull comms outside of conventions, but at conventions I could pull them, but once I pass a certain threshold on price, I people just don't want to do it. So it's just this weird balancing act where I'm just like, if I charged how much I actually wanted to charge, I would just get none. So I'm just like, well, look, it's either I take them for a little less than I would prefer, but it's not a big deal because I'll get it done really fucking fast anyway, or I get nothing. So yeah. Douglas asking, did you doodle like this freehand in all stages of your art career, or is it something you started doing once you got better? No, it's something you do when you get better, or you part of my practice was drawing straight with pen. That was more of like something I did for training my confidence and my hand control. Um, and then you gradually start learning different things to draw, and then you just kind of put it all together. So when I hang out with when I'm just like traveling for work, or just like basically if I'm anywhere, I always have my sketchbook with me, and in the sketchbook I work in all pen only. So this kind of stuff where I'm drawing without any like references or construction lines, they're just exercises. And I gradually got better at it, like with everything. But for like client work, naturally I still, do the whole shebang with under sketches and all that stuff. But this is strictly just like for sketchbook and practicing. So yeah. I just kicked over all my oil paints. Don't worry about it. They're in tubes. They're safe. Exo, look, it doesn't matter how long it takes for you to get the job done. All right. The point is, you got the job, right? You got the commission. You gave them a certain time. As long as you meet or exceed it, not exceed, finish before the deadline you give them, it's all gravy. It doesn't matter. Plus, I think you take more complex commissions than I do, right, Exo? Like, mine's just, I want you to draw Cammy. You know what I mean? Exo, I'm sure you recognize this. When I'm like tired, because what time is it? Hella late. When I'm like tired or frustrated or bored, or I have no idea what I'm drawing, you notice I that's when I'm just drawing hands. Like I think you've been around long enough that if we're sitting in the sketchbook and I got nothing going on, is your hands will just start showing up. You're doing a lot of like character design and OC stuff, aren't you, Exo? Doggo was asking any recommendations on training to draw imaginatively. Um, I mean, to be able to draw things like from your brain, or as the fancy people call it, the visual library, it just means that you have an understanding of a particular thing. So, like for example, like the most basic thing is a square. What's a 3D square? Is a box, right? You can you imagine that in your head in like any angle? You know what I mean? Yeah, because you have a grasp on what a fucking box looks like. Just take that concept, but with literally everything. There's a chair. Can you imagine a chair, and then can you rotate that chair in any angle? You know, And if the answer is no, then you need to go study a chair to the point where you'll have it in your head enough. Like, okay, everyone here has played video games, right? Everyone here has come across that fucking stupid stage that you just can't beat. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's poorly designed or whatever. It gives you trouble, but you play it over and over and over, and eventually you'll know exactly when to jump. You know, you just go through the motions. You know when to jump. You know when that guy's gonna spawn. You know where to go. You know, it's just that. It's just that. What? Someone in the YouTube chat asked me to do a martial arts pose. What does a martial arts pose look like? Is it like? Or the I don't do martial arts. Pretty much. uh, some shit. I don't know. Ah. Mm. We're gonna have to do the oil change on my car tomorrow. Oh. Yeah, you know, when it comes to that thing you're talking about, imaginative drawing, like coming up with stuff from your head, you just need a very like big visual library, as in like you need to have studied a lot of things, or at least observed, not studied, but at least observed a lot of things, you know? Like if you've never sat and like tried to learn how to draw a vehicle, or you don't understand how a vehicle, like the form of something is, you know what I mean? Like it's just, in order to do imaginative things, you need to like, in my opinion, have an understanding of a lot of different things, and then you can draw those things, you know. But if you're just kind of always in like instructional books, um, that are teaching you like theory or whatever, um, or like art appreciation, you know, not that those aren't good, but that those are the only things that you're like watching or consuming. Like if you're on YouTube and you're watching a bunch of how to draw fucking hand videos or whatever, it's just like that's like a very limited, like, how do you say, that's like a really limited thing to intake. Where most of your stuff has been studies. No, that's good. You need to do that. I mean, that's like, that has to stay. It's more of like you have to also add it. It's not a or, it's an also. Yeah. Want to translate that into things you draw? What kind of things have you been studying? Because for me, anytime I'm learning a new object or a new item, give name off an item or something. Exo. See, what have you been studying? Figure mostly, so like humans, like anatomy or gesture. Okay, well that's good. Never stop that. So what I'm saying is, it's not replacing that; it's in addition to that. Um, right. In addition, you find yourself revisiting subjects often. Well, that's good. It's one of those things like you will get rusty, but not so much rusty. It's just like, if you don't use it, you will lose it. You need to, you, like, how often do we revisit topics? You know that you got to do that, and that thing is, that's gonna be forever. That's never going away. Um. Anyway, so I think the thing I was talking about earlier was, when I try to learn an object, I God, how do I get into this without making it like fucking half an hour long? Like if I were gonna, I can't even think of something. A soda can, just a cylinder. No, that's a whole, of all the fucking things to think of. That's a horrible example of what I'm trying to get across. Anyway, whenever I'm trying to learn something new, I want to understand how it works. So we'll use the chair as an example again. Like when you look at a chair, you get how it works. You get where the parts are bolted into each other. You know that the legs are holding it up. Or another example, I used to be an auto mechanic before I started drawing, so I have a really good understanding of the, just like the form of an engine. So to me, I can rotate that in my head and then draw it in any angle, right? Just because of my experience with it. So I have studied it. Um, so anytime I want to learn something new, that's how I treat it. I try to learn how it functions, and I try to learn its overall shape. And then when I feel like you to me, if you're not able to draw something both without reference and in any perspective, then you don't really understand that thing. And that's my approach to it. So if you're trying to widen your like visual library so that you can come up with more interesting things, um, you could just fucking go outside and just look at like a random thing. Like, what is that? A garden gnome. All right, you know what I mean? Like, but it works better if if you study things that you're actually interested in. But it's I don't know, like it's such a long process in order to build a good visual library. You have to be so like aware all the time. Like when I travel for conventions, I'm like always like I'm in an airplane and I'm always drawing the fucking I'm always sitting in the back of an airplane chair. I'm always sitting there and observing the different types of like designs they have on these airline chairs. And I'm using this as an example of just like some absolutely useless shit that I'm like observing, but I've observed it enough so that now it's in my visual library. Those have the center arm piece right here that you have to fight over with your neighbor because you only paid like you know $800 for this flight. So of course, why would you get your own armrest, right? And then the one in the aisle, they get their own right here. So anyway, that's what I'm talking about. You just gotta observe like everything, and that's how you'll increase your visual library. And yeah, it's a very wide topic. Do you do international shipping? I do. I use USPS Global Ship. I just tack on an extra 20 bucks. I just do a flat rate of an extra 20 bucks. Sometimes it costs most often if you use I think international first class with USPS, it's like 15 something. And then if certain areas it goes up to like $20. So I just usually add a flat $20 on top for international. Just makes it easier. Who are you using to ship through? Oh my god, I'm so zoned out right now. Can't draw shit right now, man. It's one of those nights. Don't worry. You'll all have one too. What time is it over there? 2:19 in the morning. Yeah. Just restless. I can't sleep. And I'm pretty sure I've inhaled like an entire cup of Gamsol paint thinner. I wish that wasn't the only thing on my nose tonight. You heading to bed? All right, man. All right, everyone. This was a goofy stream. My bad we couldn't finish that oil painting. I just fucked it up so bad. Yeah, Exo, I'm gonna head out too. I ain't a, I can't even draw right now, dude. I'm fucking useless right now. I can barely even draw a hand. This scribble shit. This was fun though. Yeah, always good hanging out, dude. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Uh when we I can't sleep right now either. I'll figure out something to. You know what? I gotta catch up on The Boys. I'm gonna watch The Boys. There'll be some good reference pictures there. I'll just bring my sketchbook onto the desk, and let's see if I can sketch. If I put up a picture of Homelander in the Discord server, that means that I at least watch one episode. Okay, so you binged it. All right, la 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 la. Don't say anything. All right, man. Finish your comms and go watch The Boys. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out for real. When we come back on tomorrow, hopefully, I will have a solution to the fucking oil painting that I screwed up. All right, guys. See ya.